Alright. Hello, everyone, in Happy Time Zones. It's your bird, Avon the Raven, and I apologize that the stream crashed. I did go get the last boggart. So let's head over to the inn and see if that did it. I'm a little worried about my stream crashing again, though. I hope it doesn't. But my bitrate is in the red right now for some reason, and I don't think there's anything I can do to change that. Oh, that is the wrong direction. I was looking at something else. Here's hoping that it doesn't crash again. But if it does, I'll attempt a couple more times to put it back up. I don't know why it just suddenly decided to do that. That's weird, to say the least.
Hello?
Alright.
Yes? What is it?
Can I interact with the boggart? Why are you not letting me interact with the boggart? I did what you asked me. Okay, I should be able to interact with the boggart. This is really weird. Okay. Okay, rest of the inn for 24 hours, it's saying.
Exciting, isn't it? A fae living in the village like an ordinary person. Some excitement.
Mark my words. We can offer you a place to rest, and you'll find that a place upstairs has been. Stick around.
Let's try. Because if not...
Can you believe those
Nope. Okay, maybe a different... I'll try a different guide here. Like, I'm trying to do what that one commenter requested, but... And it... Okay, it looks like I did have the right order. Maybe if I leave and come back in?
welcome.
Why will you not interact? I had the correct order. Like, multiple sources are saying it's that order.
need supplies?
I have Fate Sworn. I'll try this one more time, but it might be bugged for me. Like, genuinely just bugged. There's a possibility that it just won't work. Which is annoying. What the? Okay. So I reloaded the area. This one first. I only hit it once. Over here. Oh, for... Really? Can't you lot see that I just don't want to deal with you? Two, I only hit it once. My phone fell, so let's grab that. My phone's been falling more lately. And I know why. It's because I actually have a... granted, it's a hand-me-down, but it's still a computer chair. Arms on that are not as thick as the arms on the recliner were. Okay, that's once. Down to Agner Farhall. Then back over to Alistar. And hopefully the boggart will actually work this time. I don't like how finicky this is. I believe that this is a bug. Or, well, it's glitched, possibly. And I know that it was added with the Fate Sworn DLC. In fact, according to the Reddit thread I'm on for this, it won't even let you interact with the boggarts if you don't have Fate Sworn. But this is still a little ridiculous. Will it give me... or will it let me do this with the last boggart? I haven't fast traveled, so it shouldn't be a loading issue. I have Fate Sworn, so it shouldn't be that issue either. I genuinely don't like the boggart side quest here. Neat little detail I didn't notice about Alistar the first time is that the windows are broken. And there's smoke billowing out even now. haven't noticed that before, actually. Most people wouldn't turn back and look at Alistar at all, so the fact that the original developers added that is kind of nice. Alright, to the inn we go. Is it going to work, or am I going to give up on account of it being glitched? Because this is a little ridiculous. A lot of the glitches are stuff that was added with the remaster. Like, the vast majority of them. There's one or two that were in the base game that I'll think of... Okay. Bugger, what now? What? Is this? Why is there a car? I'm not going to attack any of them. No, I'm not going to actually use that, but okay. Victory games? The fuck are the victory games? Okay. Creepy little buggerts. You can keep doing whatever it is you're doing. I'm heading to the Teeth of Naros. Shit, that expanded my inventory a lot. If you can get the boggarts to work, I recommend doing so. If you can't, however, don't beat yourself up about it. It's, annoying.
And let me know if you'd like to...
Neat if you can, don't beat yourself up if you can't. The inventory expansion is nice, but it's by no means mandatory. 120 is how I typically end the game. Or the amount I typically end the game with. Inventory expansion wise. Alright, I have to talk to Cash and Sverry first if I can find them. There they are.
Oh. Either the Etten have let their guard slip, or you're made of stronger stuff than you look. Well, it's good to see someone with only one head on their shoulders. Name's Sverry Brond. If you're here for work, you want Helic.
Interestingly, she actually has different dialogue if you meet her, if you actually talk to her along the road. I did not know that.
Halic's brainchild, if you can believe it. I don't share his optimism about the loot we'll find, but if we get only a fraction of it... Made a living pillaging the ruins of old places like Talarain. Robbing the dead tastes better than stealing from the living. I'm a good enough thief. Never once been caught. Still have all my fingers, or didn't you notice? The name's enough to put most explorers off. Bugger them, I say. Just less competition. Besides, what's in a name? I spent 2 years trying to make a fortune in a land called the Painted Orsks. Never did find out what an Orsk was.
What is an Orsk?
Someone's finally come.
I didn't think we'd drag another poor soul on this errand with us. But I suppose I'm glad for the company. You need a mage? The Cranwens all have the blood, and I'm the best of them. But if you need the work, speak with Helic.
This guy's too full of himself.
The Cranwens helped found the Order of the Ash. Our caliber of spells is matched only by our fortitude, as I'm sure you've heard. This is rather base work for one of my stature, But if rumors of this southern land are true, then even among the Cranwins, I'll be reputed. The Varani woman? Helix seems to respect her, but I've a feeling she'll cheat the lot of us before this is through. An ominous name. Naros is a troll god. If this is a place trolls believe to be hallowed ground, then what are we getting ourselves into?
Talk to Sverry again because she'll have something to say about Cash.
Well, glad to see that you made it here safe and sound. The mage is more used to seeing women in skirts, but I've caught him leering more than a few times nonetheless. Let's hope his spellcraft is more potent than his stares. Enough of that.
And now we talk to Helic.
Finally, we found the last person we need after all. I'm Helic Cross. I'm leading an expedition to the land south of Dalantarth, the Teeth of Naros, and we could use another strong back. A mage is always good to have on an expedition like this, except for Cash, but maybe he'll come around. During one of my other campaigns, I chanced upon a diary of an Almain monk, Denric the Crazed. Said he found a way to the land south of Dalantarth. After reading what he found there, cities of gold, fountains of sapphires, I decided I wanted to see this land for myself. Been a mercenary for about 20 years now. Toured with the Warsworn, but didn't take quite as much pride in the work as they wanted. So I struck out on my own. You can make a fair bit of coin selling your sword to keep a farm or two safe. Not that I'll need to anymore.
Helic is actually an interesting character.
Sverry's got a fairly good head on her shoulders. She's only got eyes for gold, but there's plenty for all on this trip. When it comes to navigating ruins, there's no one I trust more. We're in the foothills of the Teeth right now. It's not the easiest place to reach, sheer cliffs of stone, and few passes through them. Few facts. The only record of a successful journey there was by an Almain missionary named Denric, returned half dead and maddened to hell. He claimed the southern land as home to a miraculous city, wrought of gold and trimmed with silver. Even said it floated above the earth, if you can believe it. It's hard country, damn impossible to find a pass in the mountains, but if I'm right, this cavern will take us under them.
And we're going.
We only need to begin. I've seen to all the logistics, and all the preparations for the journey. Meet us in the southern passage. Let's try to cover as much ground as we can. Stay close.
The final boss of the Teeth of Naros is the single hardest in the game, in my opinion. He gives me more trouble routinely than the Maid of Windermere does. And she killed me a few times, so expect Avocado to take a while when I get there. Like, he might legitimately take me an hour.
The time of deliverance is almost nigh. The teeth of Naros have gone untamed since the rocks were young, since the wind was but a child. And now, my chosen people stand on the precipice of taming this land, or succumbing to it. I thought once that none could change the stars of this world. But at last, one has come who can. Come, thou fateless one, I beckon thee.
The gods of this world are all pains in the ass in their own way. she's probably the least pain in the ass of them. But she still makes some choices that I find quite abhorrent.
Don't be rash.
You are one dumb spider. Hi. There we go. Kaboom. I want the treasure. I see the treasure over here. You fools are not looking around. I did not see that on the map. My fault. Actually, wait, what does the pet flute even do? I should save before I attempt this, just in case I wind up getting something weird, or something weird happening. Hi.
What the hell is that thing?
Let me grab this.
This... what is it? It looks like it's made of stone. But this stain... this is blood. This thing is flesh! I'm not going to stick around and find out what killed this thing. This whole damn place is cursed.
Damn Craven. Don't know what Cash was getting so worked up for. Just a statue somebody toppled over and got all bloody. Let the mage run to his mother. We don't need him. I can't believe that Craven.
If I ask him about the corpse, he'll say he doesn't even know if it was one. Actually, let's... Hey.
Wait a moment. I don't like the look of this hallway up ahead. This is Sferry's area of expertise. Let her take the lead here.
Should have leveled detect hidden.
What was that? First the mage turns coward, then Sferry dies doing the one thing she's supposed to be suited for. Is this some sort of joke? What's next? Are you going to reveal you're really just a kobold with a bad case of mange? Clearly I should be more thorough when recruiting my expeditions. Fine, let's just keep moving. We'll manage on our own from here.
Sverry had the deck stacked against her there, literally. She was... you shouldn't have stopped me.
We keep going. Cash proved to be useless, and Sverry's not helping anyone anymore. Looks like it was always up to us. With just two of us, we'll have to try and manage as best we can. It won't be easy, but I thought something like this could happen. Come.
Alright. Okay, my Barghest fights for me. Nice.
hell were those things? I've never seen anything like...
Sneaking with the Barghest might be a problem, though.
I heard of the dangers of the southern land, but are the gods themselves conspiring against us?
I have to wonder if that flute is unlimited use. Leave my doggy alone.
Hold on a moment. One of those damn beasts hit me worse than I thought. I think I need to rest for a while. Here, I'm going to wait here. Scout the passage ahead, and see if you can find a place to make camp. Will you stop fussing over me? It's not doing either of us any good for you to stay here. We need to find some place to make camp. I'll take it, but I'll wait until I really need to use it. Be a shame to waste the thing, wouldn't it? Now get going. I need to rest.
I want to know why you didn't have your own supply.
What you can. Come back to me. I'll be fine.
But that's a more significant decision than the game initially makes it out to be. Okay, the Barghest despawns after a while. Good to know. And that cave-in is the reason that the health potion is a much bigger deal than the game initially pretends. I mean, if you're just gonna stand there and let that hit you. Now that I have the pet flute, I have to wonder if it's... Oh dear. I was trying to disarm it and walked right into it. I have to wonder if it's possible to beat the game with mostly summons. Reason I say mostly is because you can't beat the tutorial. There's very few things you can actually beat the tutorial with. It's literally just tutorial gear. So any gimmick runs I do would have to allow for that. But I think a pet flute run could actually be pretty funny. I'd also have to make allowances for reckoning, though. That's a staff. I'm not using staves. Or I might also make allowances for the skeleton. That is a mean mine because I can't actually I can't dismantle that one. The game does not let you. Which means that if you don't know what's there, you're going to get hit by it. Well, if you don't know it's there and don't have the proper reaction time, you're going to get hit by it. Hold on. Down we go. Up here. Before I forget, can I grab this? Yes, I can. Okay. Because that's part of a quest.
And so, after centuries, it has come to pass. The cipher has reached thy hands, Beckett. At last, my work can be completed. This is a conduit, for I cannot speak with my true voice and form to one beyond the veil. I have waited for this conversation for decades, centuries, and eons. I have waited for that which can bear my burdens. And now, what I read in the Fates lies fulfilled. Thou, the unfated one, are here. And with thine arrival, my great works can culminate at last. Since the inception of my labors, I have always known that their fulfillment would require fate to be unbound. Such is the paradox of faith. The tapestry of fate offers no allowance for such events. Only an unfated being could complete the work I had started. So I waited, in despair and hope. And then thou came to pass. I needed thy nature, and it was created, though I had no hand in it. I see that as fate, in a way. I do not ask thee to abandon thy path, unfated one. I only desire to bring about a needed change. I will open the way for thee to reach the teeth of Naros. Seek the Primos, and thy duty will be made clear in time. Bear me no ill will for this labor, Beckett, for only thou can perform it. Go, and with my blessing, let me resume my ancient work once more.
Off we go. The Teeth of Naros is a weird one. I'm going to have to do some really weird pathing shenanigans in order to do all of this, because I'm probably not going to want to stick around in the Teeth of Naros for much longer after I beat the main story of it. And there's some quests that become temporarily unavailable at a certain point. So once I hit that certain point, I'll probably wind up doing as much of the main story as possible up to that certain point, and then before I cross that threshold, I'll go and do all the side quests. I was trying to dispel the chest, but okay. Haha!
First we have an army of Jotun at our gates, and now this. I don't know you, little one, but you'll find no quarter here. This is still Colossi-held territory for the moment. State your intent. You barge into these lands, and yet you do not know who holds them? I am. My people are Colossi. For years we have held these lands as the hallowed grounds of our gods. We are stone and flesh, sword and faith.
Interestingly enough, these were mentioned in the base game. At least, I think.
Everything does harm in these lands. I do not know you, so why should I take you at your word? Furthermore, none have come from those caverns since they were sealed, save you. How is it you came here? It is a road that has gone otherwise unwalked since it was sealed. How did you walk this path?
Some statue dragged me here. I love this line of dialogue.
Statue? Could it be? An auspicious claim, but we must put it aside for now. The Jotun rally. Steel yourself.
Oh dear. Uh oh. Almost got squeezed.
That was well fought, little friend. You have a strength in your arms that belies their lack of girth. Perhaps you are not the interloper I believed you to be. You claim to have been summoned, but for what purpose? It was an old passage built by my people as our faith demanded. Once, it was to lead to fertile woodlands. But we were commanded to stay our diggers, our masons. So we remain in the teeth. The Jotun are a savage race, but their cruelty can be controlled as easily as it can be fostered. Before we came here, the Jotun were our wards, but that was a lifetime ago. And now they call for our heads.
This is actually some really interesting lore I never thought to ask about.
We have come, little one, from savage lands and savage past. We have been picked by the gods to carry their will across this world. And now we inhabit this land, summoned by our gods to do their works, and who now are silent. I command the soldiers that protect my people, the Colossi, from the dangers of this land. They are many, and we are but few. Each passing year it seems more and more like we lose ground. But what can we do? We are commanded to stay here. What strange forces brought you here? You speak of the Holy King of my people, and that artifact you bear. Could it be the cipher? Your mission is twice damned already. The Primos is a recluse. But more immediate than that is the Jotun horde. Idilla is sealed off as long as they continue plaguing my people. It is the city you see floating in the sky over this land of savages and dangers. It is my people's greatest accomplishment and failure. I cannot speak more of it to an outsider. Forgive me.
She loves Idilla and her people, but something tells me she'd have been happier in the in Dalentarth.
A relic of great importance to those of my people that
Because she
carry
sounded
faith.
so
I thought it was just a
interested
myth, but
in the fertile woodlands.
one who carries the cipher is much loved by the gods. So the sages of my race say. A blessing as much as a curse.
The gods don't really like the PC or the player character that much, I don't think. There's only one that's really willing to interact, the rest stay aloof. And even then, they only care so long as we follow what it is they want.
He is our spiritual leader. That is all you need to know.
Ah.
You mean to succeed where my forces have not? Quite an ego for one so small. Find Remy's, one of my scouts. He can tell you of Karunk, their warlord. If you can kill Karunk, I'll lead you to the Primos myself. It is a wonder to any mortal eyes, though because it is not good enough for the gods' tastes, we must call it a failure. And still we bear this bitter truth every morning, and by every sundown it seems liable to crush us under its weight. The warlord is cruelty incarnate. He has transformed the memory of my people's leadership into that of slavery, as if we possess such barbarity. He makes camp in the barbarous tower you see in the distance. He must be killed if this is to end. Keep it close to you. That artifact is proof to many that you are the avatar of the gods. It holds much power. Bring word to the city.
Alright, I need to loot this. Aye. That is Chaucy's. I can't use those. Aha! Not even locked. I'm gonna be using Trollhide for a while. I can't use Dreadscale just yet. I'd love to use Dreadscale, but that's not an option at present. So the Teeth of Naros is one giant loop. So what I think I'm going to do is actually, after I get this little hidden secret here, take a right and head around. That way I can unlock I can complete the lore stones and get every place on the map real quick. This. Hi. Oh dear. Will allow me to fast travel between different spots quickly, which helps. And the Teeth of Naros lore stones gives me a very specific buff that, if I'm recalling correctly, only functions within the Teeth of Naros. Well, that was embarrassing. That gives me health regeneration. Like I said, while the gods will answer the quote-unquote prayers, it's only so much as we're doing what they want. Hey. Those all go in junk. Where is the litany? There's a litany, or there it is. It's honestly better to grab those preemptively. I'll head over here, actually, first. If I'm remembering correctly, a troll spawns when I try to get that. So, let's come down here first. My first slash second order of business is to find all of those hidden shrines in the teeth. Reason being, if I complete all of that, if I find all of them, I get a Twist of Fate, which is a permanent buff. And I don't believe that it's a specific one either. I think it's universal. Well, aside from one aspect of it, it doesn't... you can use it anywhere including the Teeth of Naros. It's not something that has... It's not like the Teeth of Naros lore stones, which have you just bound to this place if you decide to... Well, just bound to this place. Or, well, not technically bound, but that only functions within this place. The Nyxaros lore stones function outside of the teeth. Oh, whoops. I did not want that. However, the actual Teeth of Naros lore stone only is affected here. I can't remember if these other little side paths that aren't technically connected impact it. I think it's just the shrines you have to find in order to get that Twist of Fate. It's actually pretty well hidden. I didn't find it until like my 4th playthrough or something like that. This Twist of Fate is that well hidden. Granted, it wasn't until my 3rd or 4th troll. It wasn't until my 3rd or 4th playthrough that I even realized how much could be hidden on the map. Uh-oh. Silverback trolls. Ow. Nope. I would much rather fight you not on my own, if you don't mind. Backing off. Nope. Dear. I thought my skeleton was about to despawn. Alright. Now we go around here. Because this is honestly the easier path to traverse.
In the youth of Amalur lived the Uranos, existing from the hill lands alone. They held not the blessings of the gods, and so were blinded to their own potential. We lived in ignorance among the savage people. We wasted the gifts of the gods ourselves.
The whole religious aspect of the Teeth of Naros is actually made a lot more interesting simply because of a little lore drop that happens in Mithros. I've got a lot of problems with the Fatesworn DLC, don't get me wrong. However, there are a couple lore implications that do tie in quite neatly to the rest of the story. And this one specifically is more implication than anything else. But the gods themselves are Fae. You wouldn't really think about it like that unless it was, or unless you actually stopped and thought about it, or it was spelled out for you. But the gods are Fae. And because they're Fae, I have to wonder how the Colossi would react to the Crystal War. Alright. We save. And we sneak. Wait, my skeleton's sneaking too! That's adorable!
Then,
bye-bye.
one Myru heard the whispered golden notes of the voice of wisdom herself. Athene. The goddess bid him to raise up his brethren, so they may know the favor of the gods once more. We are Athene's chosen. We follow her path. Guide us to your blessed wisdom.
Oh dear. I am actually going to wait to unlock Nyxaros on the map. Simply because I think that can actually mess a few things up if I'm not careful. I know that there's a couple quests that can actually lock you out of the main quest if you mess up with them. And it's very easy to mess up, so I'll be going over that when I get there. I don't know if they actually fixed it in Re-Reckoning, but there's a very real possibility that they haven't. I'm just not going to go near Nyxaros for now. I'm not gonna unlock the Terex Ivories on the map either. I will, however, go in here. I walked right past the door. That will be deconstructed later. Oh, hi. Goodbye. And either my Skelly aggroed it, or it decided that it saw me kill its friend. Either way, I was going to spare you, but no longer. We pretend the troll doesn't exist. I remembered that one. I just want all of you. Ah, fuck troll. Oh my. Hi. Hello. It is not nice to meet you. I will take the friendly Etten. I will 100% take the friendly Etten. Please do something about this troll. Huh. Looks like the friendly Etten really isn't doing that much damage, though. Did they balance it improperly? That has to be a balancing thing.
And so this Myru gifted them with Apothani heart, and the newly born Colossi found deliverance. With the gods once more upon the mount, so did they surge towards the teeth of Naros, towards majesty. Your prophet leads us to glory in your name. Blessed is the way of prayers.
Oh dear. Okay, so it looks like... Is the friendly Etten doing damage? Yep, okay. The troll just had such a high resistance to everything that I wasn't seeing it. I'm just running around and collecting fast travel points. No need to bother with me. I'm not going to pick up any quests right now. I'm also not going to head towards the earth or the air shrine. There's literally no point when I just unlocked Baranike's camp. Okay, that's my Etten.
By the magnificent graces of Athene, a city was built upon gloried heights. So stood Idylla in bountiful tribute, a Colossi bastion, the virtue of the Uranos. We build this for you, Athene. We build this for you, our blessed goddess.
Oh, Primal. Thankfully, Primal sprites only exist within the teeth. But, oh boy. Are they a problem? Primal magic is a status that weakens whoever's affected by it to all forms of magic. And it is most certainly a problem. The reason I'm not even going to bother picking up quests just yet is because some of them don't even spawn in until until after Karunk is dead. I'm going to have to fight that troll. There's no way around it. It's spawned in. Whoops. Hi. Thank you, Etten. Aw, my Etten's gone. Oh well. Okay. And now for the last of the Teeth of Naros stones.
Yet tragedy befell these giants, as in trying to force the Hyperion upwards, Athene was angered and made her rage known. So the life was driven from some, the faith from many. Forgive our trespasses, and bless us with wisdom, Athene the All-Knowing, in whose name we pray.
And there we go. It's a little specific in that it requires certain kinds of damage, or that it buffs certain kinds of damage. However, it's also quite unspecific in that it doesn't lock itself behind location. I feel like the buff from the Teeth of Naros stones should have been universal, but whatever. Oh dear. Hi. You are... certainly an issue. Hold up, will it let me? That's a special level of stupid. Okay. Just when I think NPCs couldn't get any dumber. We have that.
horrid little thing you are. Are you some kind of Jotun runt? Explain yourself quickly. The last thing I want is to give away my position.
My skin is grayish purple, and you ask me if I'm a Jotun. Their skin is reddish brown.
That much I was aware of, and I knew Sakandra would send someone. But you? A sign of the times, to be sure, but if you're to do the deed, then I have information that you will need. Karunk is truly powerful, but no more so than his brethren. It is not his strength that's troubling. It is fortitude. 2 kobolds he keeps with him work some strange magics that heal his wounds and help him resist injury. Kill them, and the fight is yours. Using primal magic would certainly help as well. Be careful.
Oh. I have to ask about that, huh?
You're still here. Strange thing, aren't you? Primal magic is a magic imbued upon weapons and gems. Only armament can channel it. The magic does some damage on its own, but its true strength is its ability to augment other magics you cast on your foe to a devastating degree. Take this weapon, use it to inflict primal magic on a foe, and let loose your spells. Even a Jotun warlord could not withstand such an onslaught. Very well, little one.
And I'm going to call it there. I'll start with Karunk's Tower tomorrow. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, please check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day, and I group my runs by playlist so they're easier to find. I do actually have more to say on the matter of YouTube, but that will wait until after I finish the rest of my outro. If you're interested in chatting off stream or seeing my announcements, please check out my Discord server. Do note, however, that the server is private, so unless you get a role, which you can get by interacting with Carlbot, you won't be able to see much, and if you don't have a role by Saturday, I will be kicking you off the server. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? Oh, apologies. If you would like to see my clips in an easier fashion, I do also have a TikTok, and links to all of that are in the chat below, but please stay tuned, because I have a lot more to say. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Tomorrow I'll be cleaning up Karunk's Tower, and then I'm starting 2 new runs on Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday I'll be starting Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and on Thursdays and Fridays, I'll be doing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I have not played either of these games, so I'm curious. So, YouTube. I'm pretty sure everyone is aware that the censorship is about to start getting really bad. Like, it could really hurt a lot of people bad. So, me and a few others are going to start looking into YouTube alternatives. Even if we upload alongside on YouTube, that'll still get some of these other alternatives off the ground. And will allow, hopefully, people to still access content they want without being so reliant on YouTube specifically. Here is a list of some that I've started looking into. I'm going to be a lot stricter about maintaining or keeping up with ending my streams on time for the next couple weeks, or at least for the next week, because I want to have, or because I'm going to be playing around with those, because for it to be viable as an alternative to YouTube in this context, it needs to be easy to upload to and easy to navigate for a viewer. So I'm going to be playing around with these and seeing if they are long-term viable alternatives to YouTube. Because even though my community is a small one, every single one of you is worth it, honestly. You shouldn't have to dox yourself just to view my videos, or just to view anyone's videos. It's ridiculous. So if any of you want to take a look at those links and give me some feedback, that would also be very much appreciated, because what I find easy to navigate might not be what the rest of you find easy to navigate. Of course, this section of my VOD is also going to be its own separate video on YouTube, because I have no fear, apparently. So if you could follow me over there, like, comment, and share, see how much damage we can actually do. Anyway, I'm going to raid out, so one moment while I decide who I'm raiding. Magnifico's playing a game called The Blueprints, so let's go see what that's about. That said, happy time zones, everyone, and I hope you all have an excellent day.